Hello everyone and welcome back to Fallout 76, where today we're going to take a look at yet another quest that was added with the Wild Appalachia expansion in 2019. This one's called A Perfect Getaway. This and A Sinking Feeling, which we covered 2 weeks ago and I'll link to at the end of this video, are two quests that were sort of snuck into the game without any announcement. They're designed to be discovered by exploring the world, a sort of reward for explorers and lore hunters. I love that sort of thing, and I really hope we see more of it in the future. While this story is quite dark, fortunately, it isn't quite as emotionally devastating as the ones we've covered in recent weeks. So we do have that going for us at least. To start the quest, we need to find a copy of Cryptid Hunter Monthly, October 2077. It can be found at a few locations around the map, but I think the simplest place to hunt it down is at the Berkeley Springs Castle, directly northwest of the Berkeley Springs Workshop. To find it, we just need to climb the scaffolding ramp in the back. When we get to the top, we see that much of the outer wall has collapsed and we can get inside. The note lies on top of a dresser on the north side of the room. Let's take a look. Cryptid Hunter Monthly, October 2077. It's time to spring into a new season of cryptid hunting. Rain or shine, our vigilant readers continue to report new sightings and insights. For this month's special edition newsletter, we're delighted to share a few reader submissions that caught our eye. Ode to the Mothman from Petra, Kanawha County. Red eyes, bright as rubies, or a freshly risen mosquito bite. I saw her outside my bedroom door. How did she get in? Who only knows but desire. Whence came the putrid mist? From Yong, Greenbrier County. We haven't given enough thought to the Flatwoods monster's scent. Most pass it off as a byproduct of crash landing through 5 layers of atmosphere, but it seems to me that the monster would have fully prepared its exoskeleton for such trials. What if the scent originated from illegal activities on a nearby farm? What if the scent was artificially applied in a misguided attempt to appeal to us? What if the stress of the journey caused the monster to expel sulfuric flatus? A sheepish confession. From Michael, Jefferson County. I was invited on a camping trip by this really pretty girl in my class, and the truth is, I only said yes because a Sheepsquatch was sighted near Berkeley Springs, and I really want to track it down. Does that make me a bad person? I hope it doesn't. I like Cindy, but she's no Sheepsquatch. We understand, Michael. We understand. Julia H. Park. Once we finish reading the note, we'll see that we've activated a miscellaneous quest that says investigate the campsite. The campsite turns out to be roughly 80 meters to the northwest of the castle, so it's not a long walk to get there. We'll also notice that at no point do we see the name A Perfect Getaway listed in the game. So this comes from the data files, it comes from the wiki. For whatever reason, they don't put it in here at all. We just have a miscellaneous quest. But that's no problem. We'll make our way there and check things out. As we investigate the campsite, we find a skeleton on a picnic table, a bear-proof trash can, and another skeleton in the back of a pickup truck, and they appear to have some kind of barbs or quills sticking out of them. Taking a closer look, we see another copy of Cryptid Hunter Monthly October, and it is exactly the same as the other one, so there's really no reason to sit and read it again. Sometimes you see different versions with notes scrawled on them, but that's not the case here. We can get a nice look over the cliff if we want to, and take a closer look at the skeleton on the picnic table and see clearly that there are 3 huge quills sticking out of its rib cage. They're labeled as mysterious quills and we can take them. But at this point, we still have no explanation as to what they are. Turning to the east, we see a buried jeep, some wood and an axe, and 2 tents, one of which has a little bit of loot in it, a cooler, and another which has our next quest item, Cindy's Diary. 9/13/77. I am not looking forward to fall break. Dad's been really annoying lately, sending me letters every single week asking about what I'm doing. I'm in grad school and I'm busy. Can't he just bug off? 9/15/77. Advanced mechanics class is so boring. I learned this last year when I pranked Dad's police equipment. He was so mad about that. Good times. 9/17/77. Bridget says this year will never end. I'm starting to agree. 9/24/77. There's a new guy in the program. Super shy, super nerd, super cute. I think I finally found something interesting to do. 10/4/77. The dreaded fall break is next week, but I have a plan. I'm going camping with Michael. Dad will probably spend the whole week trying to figure out where I went while I'm out having a great time. 10/7/77. Michael invited some nobodies from his Cryptid club on our trip. I wish he would get a clue, but whatever. It's not like they're going to stop me from getting what I want. 10/10/77. Bridget thinks Michael's impossible to seduce. Apparently, she doesn't know me, so we made a bet, and whoever wins does the other's homework for the rest of the year. I'll be recording my efforts for good use. Wish me luck, not that I need it. Michael, of course, is the young man who wrote the letter to Cryptid Hunter Monthly about accepting a date with a pretty girl just because he wanted to look for the Sheepsquatch. This must be the two of them, and now we find a holotape. Date night.
Wow, it's a really nice night, isn't it? The stars are so beautiful here. Not like at home.
Yeah, definitely. It's good to be out here. Lots of stuff you can't find in the suburbs. Like, big trees? Did you hear something?
What? No. Stop trying to scare me. You're so silly, Michael. Got really cold outside. And I'm only wearing this flimsy sundress.
Why'd you wear something so thin to a camping trip?
Well, you know, Michael, I was hoping you would,
Ho-ho-ho! Ah, there's the beastie! No way! That must have been the Sheepsquatch!
What? Michael, wait up! Are you crazy? You don't know who lives in that psycho shack? Michael, wait!
Well, this confirms that this is definitely the same Michael from the magazine, here with his date Cindy, who clearly just had one thing on her mind that night, and it wasn't a Sheepsquatch. Not only was her awkward seduction interrupted by the howl of the famed cryptid, the two encountered a mountain man by the name of Toxic Larry, who has a shack/restaurant called Toxic Larry's Meet and Go just up the hill, again to the northwest. Michael and Cindy were clearly killed that night and had Sheepsquatch kills stuck into their skeletons, but it's unclear whether or not the Sheepsquatch actually killed them. We'll have to go and investigate, but before we get there, we encounter 3 snallygasters outside Toxic Larry's. For most higher-level players, a few snallygasters won't pose much of a challenge, but if you're taking this on at a lower level, remember that in this area, something like a snallygaster may not scale down as far as you might be comfortable. When we look around the outside of the shack, we see some hanging radstags, as well as a Brahmin corpse on the ground, again with mysterious quills, the Sheepsquatch quills, sticking out of it. This indicates that Toxic Larry, or perhaps some other wastelander, has been operating out of this location at some point following the war. But when we go inside and look around, we can see that the place is quite a mess. We've got blood and guts and meat all over the place, hanging from the ceiling, and it looks relatively fresh, so maybe someone's been here recently, but it's a little bit hard to tell. If you explore the whole place, you can find plenty of random loot. You'll find some cooking components like salt and spices and pepper if you look closely. There are even a few safes around here that you can pick the locks on and get some more randomized loot, but there's nothing particularly notable in any of them. What we're really looking for here is a holotape on a dresser on one of the upper floors titled New Meat.
I smell new meat, warm blood, strong muscles, a stench like it's been around for centuries, hiding in my lands, feeding on my prey. Well, not anymore, it don't. I caught the creature's scent. And it's near tonight. Aw, some dumb kids lit a campfire down the hill. But I won't let them ruin my hunt. I'll take care of them. Won't I, little beastie? Then you can come on by and let me have a taste of you.
After listening to the holotape, we complete the quest, get the recipe for mystery meat pie, a food item that honestly you'll probably never craft, and some other randomized rewards. We also now know the true fate of Michael and Cindy. Despite the appearance that they were killed by the Sheepsquatch, it sounds like Toxic Larry actually just killed them himself, or at least he intended to. He didn't want them to interfere with his own hunt for the creature and its new exotic meat. But why did they have quills in their bodies if they weren't attacked by the Sheepsquatch? The conclusion it seems we're meant to come to is that Toxic Larry killed them, then planted the evidence of the Sheepsquatch attack to cover up his own involvement. It's also certainly possible that the pair were in fact killed by the Sheepsquatch, perhaps before Toxic Larry could kill them as he intended. Either way, Toxic Larry was able to hunt for his new meat, the young interlopers were dispatched with or without his involvement, and he was able to make a getaway with his prize. And we know from Cindy's diary that these events happened right around October 10th, just over a week before the Great War would consume the world in nuclear fire. No one would ever come looking for Cindy or Michael. No one would ever connect the dots as to who or what killed them until we came along. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is going to bring this video to a close. I do hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, do go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button, leave a comment, and follow me on Twitter so you don't miss any of the content I post on the channel every week. Till next time, I'm Fisty McRib.